Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity given to me. Today's motion is going to be: this House prefers the strategy of pushing for institutional reform to address police abuse and misconduct rather than defunding the police. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that we clearly disagree with this motion, because we prefer to do defunding the police rather than doing the institutional reform, ladies and gentlemen. But before I'm going to do rebuttal and also stating some arguments, I would like to underline again I would like to remind you again that defunding means reallocating or redirecting funding away from, this case, the police department to other government agencies and programs such as social services or youth services or health services like that. So it doesn't mean that we are abolishing the fund from the police department, but we are only reallocating some and redirecting some funding away from the police department, ladies and gentlemen. We are not abolishing. So this case is actually the thing that makes us want to rebuttal. The first speaker of the government team has said, ladies and gentlemen, that they said one police who did the abusement doesn't reflect the police department. Yes, we agree. We totally agree with that. That's why we're doing defunding the police department, not abolishing the police department. They gave an example about the military ones, where the soldiers killed the civilians in a war. But of course, the soldiers will be judged in a military court. We are not closing the military, right? That's also the same thing that we are going to do in the police department, ladies and gentlemen. Some polices do the police abuse and misconduct, but we are not abolishing the whole police department. We are only defunding them to limit them so that they have no space. They have no space to do the police abuse and also misconduct. And ladies and gentlemen, the second rebuttal will also be about this thing, that actually we know that the first speaker of the government team said also about the society have the right to security. That's why we don't need to defund the police department, because we still need police department to keep us safe in the street, ladies and gentlemen. But we clearly see that the black people in Americans clearly see and told us that they are still not feel safe to be protected by police, ladies and gentlemen. It also gives us, like what the first speaker of the government team has said, for example, about the huge criminals that can, the possibilities of huge criminals that can raise after the defunding police department, because they will have free space to do that. But we can see, ladies and gentlemen, that most of the high criminals are done by the black people, and also some and also white people also. But they are clearly stating and publicly stating that they actually confront the police. They actually have no problems with civilians, ladies and gentlemen. They actually have have responsibilities with the communities, with the civilians, but they actually have problems inside their organizations with the police, ladies and gentlemen. So this can be something like, clearly we can see that actually with defunding the police, we can also decrease the huge amounts, the higher amounts. We would kill the possibilities of the higher numbers of that huge criminals, ladies and gentlemen, such as drugs, mafias, and also the street gangs like that. If we can realize that thing, if we can see that thing, ladies and gentlemen. And also, I would like to stating our arguments why institutional why defunding is actually better than institutional reform, and actually defunding is the best result, that is the best solution for latest problem in United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, of course, because the time problem, ladies and gentlemen, because defunding the police will save more time. We have known that United States of America are in the election year, where the politics situation are very complicated, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we need to calm them down first. We need to calm the mass down first. We need to make them refresh their mind first. And what is the solution to calming them down? Of course, to defunding the police, because they will there won't be no doubt in their heart, ladies and gentlemen, because they are guaranteed with the defunding of the police, so that the police won't have the space to do the abusement and the misconduct that they are afraid of, ladies and gentlemen. And the second argument is also about that institutional reform is actually doesn't guarantee that the police won't do abuse and misconduct again. After we diverse the formation of the police, after we training them from outside the police department, and also we are doing the body cameras also, it doesn't guarantee that the police won't do abuse, misconduct again. What if they do that, the abusement, because they are paid? What if they do it in purpose, ladies and gentlemen? For example, someone who has more power, who has more power in the government, they have something in their hearts or in purpose to have a problem like about the police abusement, for example. They can just pay the police officers. They can just not only black people, maybe also not only white people, but also black officers, for example. They are paid, and they still do the police abusement, ladies and gentlemen. Police abuse and misconduct, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot know about that, right? We cannot know the future hopes, right? We doesn't know the future hopes, so it is still possible, and the possibility is still high, ladies and gentlemen. While if we do the defunding the police department, we clearly limiting the police, the space of the police to do the police abuse and misconduct, ladies and gentlemen. So we clearly solve the problem, right? That's all why we should really do the defunding the police rather than doing the institutional reform. Thank you.